Today I'm cooking my version of lamb shanks, rich, savory and very delicious, made from scratch. This recipe is no-bake, simple and perfect for a party. Divided into 3 parts, preparing and marinating the lamb shanks, making mashed potato, and lastly, cooking and assembling the lamb shanks. This recipe is for 4 servings. Let's start with making dry rubs from mixed herbs. Add the following spices in the grinder machine. 1 teaspoon of white peppercorn, 1 tablespoon of coriander seeds, half tablespoon of coarse black pepper, 1 tablespoon of dry thyme leaves, 1 tablespoon of dry rosemary leaves, half tablespoon of chili powder, 1 tablespoon of garlic powder, and 5 small bay leaves. If they are larger, add just 1 or 2 leaves. Close and lock the grinder, attach it to the machine, and grind them for 30 seconds or until they become very fine, almost like powder. This is still quite rough. Continue grinding for another 30 seconds. Alright, this is great. Transfer it into a small bowl. Wow, the aroma is so fragrant. Add half tablespoon of salt and 1 tablespoon of sugar. Mix until well combined. Now our dry rubs is done. Set it aside. Next, marinate 1.6 kilograms of lamb shanks. These 4 large pieces have been washed and cleaned. Marinate the lamb shanks with half tablespoon of salt. Sprinkle the salt on each of the lamb shanks, rubbing to marinate them evenly. Turn them to the other side and repeat. Drizzle 2 tablespoons of olive oil and rub to coat them generously with it. Next, put 1 teaspoon of mixed herb powder on each of the lamb shanks. Rub and distribute the powder evenly to coat the lamb shanks. The olive oil helps the mixed herb powder to stick better to the lamb shanks. Turn them to the other side and repeat. There is some spice powder on the tray. Take it and rub well along the lamb shanks. This will impart the taste and fragrance of the herbs onto the lamb, which reduces the gamey smell. I am placing all the shank into a Ziploc bag. Seal the bag and place it securely in the tray or bowl so it can be turned easily. Place it in the fridge to marinate for 24 hours to 3 days. On the day that I am cooking the lamb shanks, I remove them from the fridge and let them rest at room temperature for an hour. Next, I will make mashed potatoes. Put 1 kilogram of potato with the skin on into a stock pot. Add 1.5 liters of water or enough so that the potatoes are fully submerged. Add 1 tablespoon of salt. Stir to dilute the salt in water while submerging all the potatoes. Switch on the heat and boil them for 45 minutes or until they are all very soft. After 45 minutes, check the potatoes with a fork. If the fork pokes it easily, they are done. Switch off the heat. Transfer the potatoes one at a time to a basin of water to cool it slightly before removing the skin. After 20 seconds, remove all the potatoes from the water and peel off the skin. Drop the peeled potato directly into the mixer. I recommend doing this while the potatoes are still warm, as when they are completely cool, the skin is harder to remove, and it is also harder to mash. Once done, attach the flat beater to the mixer. Add half teaspoon of salt, 1 tablespoon of sugar, and about 150 ml of cooking cream for extra creaminess. Start the machine and beat the potato for about 30 seconds, scraping the side to mix them evenly. Try not to overbeat the potatoes or it will be too starchy, gummy and unappetizing. After 30 seconds, stop the machine. Scrape down all the mashed potatoes and give it a taste. This is perfect. The texture is great and it tastes awesome. Remove it from the mixer and into a container or a serving bowl. Wrap with cling wrap and place in the fridge to be served cold. Now we will cook the lamb shank. I recommend using a large wok or stock pot for this recipe. Switch on the heat to medium. Add 180 ml of cooking oil and wait for 1 minute for the oil to warm up. Once the oil is warm, put the lamb shanks in one by one. Sear them to lock in the juice while browning the surface. Turn and rotate the lamb shanks as they cook to get an even browning on the outside for all 4 pieces. I am going to take some time for this as the pieces are quite big. In addition to searing the lamb shank, some of the juices and spices will be left at the bottom of the pan. This is called fond and will add a rich flavor to the gravy later. See, it's perfect and smell amazing. After about 30 minutes, all of the lamb shanks are seared and brown. Add 1.5 liters of water. The liquid should be enough to submerge all of the lamb shanks as we are going to braise them until soft and very tender. Add 180 grams of canned button mushroom, 150 grams of yellow onion slices, 220 grams of cut carrots, 80 grams of cut celery, and 40 grams of garlic. Mix and spread the vegetable around the wok. Lastly, add 12 grams of fresh rosemary, 10 grams of fresh thyme, and 1 teaspoon of salt. Stir to distribute the salt in the gravy. Cover with the lid and cook for 2.5 hours for fall off the bones texture. Make sure to stir and rotate the lamb shanks every 10 minutes to prevent burning at the bottom of the wok. After 1 hour, check on the lamb shanks. See, a good amount of liquid has been reduced. The lamb is getting softer, while the aroma is so out of the world. Keep stirring and continue cooking for another 1.5 hours. After a total of 2.5 hours, we check on the lamb shanks again. The gravy has become very thick and rich. Use a fork to poke the lamb to check its texture. Wow, it is so tender. The fork goes in so easily. The meat is almost fall off the bones. Let's taste it. Oh wow, it is so flavorful and very delicious. More seasoning can be added if preferred, but for this, it is very delicious. Reduce the heat to medium-low. Add 150 ml of red wine, 12 grams of fresh rosemary, and 10 grams of fresh thyme for a stronger fragrance. Give the gravy a stir. And turn the lamb so that they are coated with it. Let's taste it. The flavor is much richer and deeper now. It's perfect. Switch off the heat and we are done. I recommend allowing the meat to rest for a minimum of 2 hours before serving, so it can absorb more flavors from the gravy. For the best result, let it cool completely and serve the next day after warming it up. However, I am quite hungry now, so I will dish it out and serve it today for dinner. Place a generous amount of mashed potato in the middle of the plate. Then put one whole lamb shank on the top. Add a few pieces of vegetable on the side, like mushroom and carrot. Drizzle some of the gravy over the dish, followed by some chopped parsley and a twig of rosemary for garnishing. And my version of lamb shank is done. Let's eat! Wow, it is so delicious. The lamb is so tender and juicy. The gravy is so fragrant, rich and full of complex flavors. It's definitely the perfect dish for a super special occasion or celebration. This is Home Cooking with Somjit. Thank you and bye bye!